Welcome back to Outdoors with Larry Ray on ESPN 790 AM. Brought to you proudly by the Tennessee Wildlife and Resources Agency.
Hey, good Saturday morning. Welcome back to Outdoors with Larry Ray. Is what we call the fastest 90 minutes in outdoor radio programming as we roll into our 24th year on the air on this first Saturday of September the 2nd. Man, I'm so glad September's here. It's not only football, but we got hunting going on here, too. We got a lot of hunting. We got some fishing going on. We're going to talk a little bit of everything as we do every Saturday morning here on AM 790 in Memphis. And all you good folks out there in Brownsville and Jackson, Tennessee listening to us. Of course, first Saturday means that our co-hosts are Gene Smith. Good morning. There's Gene. And, of course, Dave Gabbard up in Lexington. Good morning, Dave.
Good morning.
And then we have a special guest. I've even found out what his nickname is, and we'll talk to him about that in a few minutes. David Beal. Good morning,
Saturday
David.
Morning.
Good Saturday morning to David. David, 21 years in law enforcement right here in Shelby County. And one of my all-time favorite friends is on right now. I got a chance to meet and greet and talk to him and talk old times at the Legends of the Outdoor Hall of Fame back on August the 19th in Springfield. And you know him because he was a member of the inaugural class of the Legends of the Outdoors when they first started, when Gary Mason rolled it out. He had to start with Harold Knight and David Hale. And we've got on the line with us right now Harold Knight himself. Good morning, Harold.
Good morning.
Always good to talk to you, buddy. And it just doesn't seem, these years kind of roll by and everything like that. The man from Golden Pond, if I'm not mistaken, owned a barber shop, and you and your buddy, if I remember all these stories, I'm getting pretty old, you know that, try to put this career together. They're turkey hunting. They come up and they kill and just, sports the field, writes a story, and they go on. You know this story, this company, Knight and Hale. It's just a remarkable career. And Harold, I know that you still got that passion in you to teach people about the outdoors, don't you?
I sure do. I really enjoy talking to people about the outdoors. And, Larry, I have lots of people practically every week that I talk to that's in the outdoor business or wanting to hunt or fish, and I love to talk to them. And, I've been blessed with good health. The good Lord's blessed me to be my age, to still get out. I fished a tournament last week.
Oh, yeah.
Our deer season in the state of Kentucky, if I'm not mistaken, came in today.
Okay, yeah. And are you still bow hunting at all? You any bow hunting?
I tell you what, I hurt my shoulder, and I'm having the crossbow. I do, and I got drawn for Kansas this year.
Oh, man.
I hunt Tennessee. I buy my Tennessee license every year. I have for no telling how many years, and I hunt Kentucky. I'll usually end up hunting turkey and deer and elk. I'm going elk hunting in New Mexico at the end of this month.
And you're going to try to get David with you. I know.
I am. I'm going to do everything I can to take David.
Yeah.
David Parkinson's.
Yes.
But his mind is still good.
Yeah.
He's got the desire to want to go, and he's got a granddaughter that he wants to take.
Abby Jo? Does he want to take Abby Jo?
Yeah, and we're gonna go out, and it's tough for David to fly.
Oh yeah.
So what we did, my buddy from Bowtech Optics.
There you go.
And he's going to come, Mark York, and he and I are going to drive David out there in a big van. We have a big van that we have leased to take him in.
Oh, that's wonderful. Well, I know David Beal here is sitting here because he had a story to tell before he went on the air that it was you guys that got him into bow hunting. David, tell Harold that.
How you doing, Harold?
Good, David.
It is good to finally meet you, man. Not in person, but on the line is just as good to me. Larry always seemed to have some kind of surprise for me.
Yeah, I did.
But Harold, man, I really appreciate you and David, man, for doing what you guys do, done what you guys have done over, 40, 50 years. because I know 18 years ago, you and David inspired me to bow hunt, man.
Well, that's good, David. I tell you what, I'm sure we've helped jumpstart a lot of people in the bow hunting and turkey hunting, and we have a lot of people that contact us and thank us for getting them into sport.
Yes,
and
yeah.
I'm glad to see people get into the sport of hunting and fishing, because I'm gonna tell you something. That's been so much in my whole life, is hunting and fishing with my family, friends.
Yes.
And
does it blow your mind? Does it blow your mind, Harold? You look back now. We were talking about this up at Springfield, and I know we go back a long way. And I tell this story every time. Harold doesn't mind it. I mean, he won my mother-in-law over for life. We went on a trip up to Kentucky, and he said, "Bring her along." And we stayed at the compound up there. And I brought my mother-in-law, Mrs. Hill, up there, and he treated her like a queen. She lived with us the last 3 years of her life, and she always talked about that trip up there. And knowing, and he pulled out that piece of Johnson grass and made it sound like a turkey, and she talked about that right up to the end, Harold. I mean,
I told her, I said, "Ms. Hill, the reason I don't tell a lot of people about this grass."
Yeah. Yeah, you can't sell that grass. Yeah. You can't sell that grass. But you and David hit it off a remarkable. He was a farmer. You were a barber. And this kind of meshed together to create Night and Hail. I know you guys started it, and you kind of retired, if you want to call it. I don't think I'll ever retire. I mean, I have 34 years at the newspaper, and that's enough for me. But you step back and are still out there doing things and spokesman for things. As you look back over this career, David, and you had a chance to visit with some of us at Springfield, you've been pretty blessed, man. I know it.
Talking about David and I's relationship, we've been partners over 50 years.
Wow.
And when you can say, after 50 years of being in business, some ups and that we prayed together, we've cried together.
Yeah.
And we've rejoiced together. We've hunted together. We've fished together. When you can be with somebody for 50-plus years and still say he's your best friend, you picked a dang good partner.
You have. And the way that thing worked out is a big story. Y'all need to Google Harold Knight. I never thought I'd say that, Harold, back in the old days. Google Harold Knight. I mean, what would that mean, me and you, back in those days, with social media and everything that we've got right now. But that partnership, and you're still in the same area, aren't you? I mean, don't you live in the same area?
I can't live in Land Between the Lakes. That's where I was born.
That's right. I forgot about that. Yeah, you have 1 of 10 kids? I mean, something like that, if I remember right.
Yeah. I live close to Land Between the Lakes. I live right there, right close to Lake Barkley.
Uh-huh.
And I'm about a mile and a half from the bridge, or closer.
Yeah.
And but anyway, I remember a lot of good times in Land Between the Lakes. That's where I was raised. I had, it was 10 of us kids.
10, yeah.
You think about 10 kids, feeding 10 kids now.
No, I can't.
And those hills and Land Between the Lakes. So if we had to hunt and fish, we'd starve to death. We had them.
Yes.
But I have a fond memory of hunting with brothers and uncles and granddaddies and things like that. It just, I'll never forget that.
Yes.
And back in those days, Larry, people were a lot different, I'd say. I would get on a school bus, and I had to ride a school bus and change buses before I got to school.
You did? Okay. Yeah. You're out in the sticks. Yeah.
But I did ride through a National Wildlife Refuge every morning, and I loved that. I'd get up early just to do that.
Yeah.
It's old Kentucky Woodland National Wildlife Refuge, which they moved when they founded Lake Barkley to Cross Creek, Tennessee.
Ah, okay.
But anyway, our school bus driver in the spring of the year had let some of us old boys, he said, "I'm going to give y'all 2 minutes now to listen for a turkey."
Oh.
Now, how many school bus drivers do that?
I don't think so. I don't.
And on top of that, I would stay all night with my buddy or one of my classmates or something, and I'd take my shotgun or rifle and leave it on the bus.
Uh-oh. Well, I don't think we have that now, but we.
No, that would make national.
I'd be chasing them then.
Yeah, I think we got a man in uniform sitting across from me right now. He'd be chasing them right now.
Oh yeah. Back in those days, didn't nobody want to shoot nobody, but we wanted to hunt.
We wanted to hunt and fish and do the good things. Again, we're talking to Harold Knight, a good buddy, legendary outdoorsman Harold Knight of Night and Hail, the game calls that brought so much attention to the sport, and he still has that love affair for the sport. He's still a spokesman. He's still out there, just like me, trying to spread the good news, not only the good news of the gospel, but the good news of the great outdoors. And that's what we got to do, don't we, Harold? We got to keep these kids involved, don't we?
Absolutely. You show me some kids. You know, what I like about Larry right now, when I was a kid, we didn't have any turkeys hardly.
No.
The only place we had turkeys was in the land between the lakes in Kentucky. And I hunted the first season in Kentucky, and I'm the only man living that killed a turkey then because I was young.
Yes, yeah.
But that was in 1960.
Yeah,
that
okay.
Was the first Hilton State of Kentucky. And right now, we've got so many turkeys and things that these kids can hunt. Lots of girls and lots of boys hunt turkeys right now in Tennessee and Kentucky.
Yeah, well, that's why he's in the National Wild Turkey Hall of Fame also. Harold, thank you again, buddy, for being on Outdoors with Larry Ray on this Saturday morning. Let's be sure and stay in touch and give David a hug for me. Tell him how much you guys have meant to my career over these many, many years, and we'll always have great memories. Okay, buddy? All right.
Well, thank you so much. It's always good to talk to you and talk to somebody in the outdoors. Thank you so much.
All right. Thanks, Harold Knight. All right, let's take a break on Outdoors with Larry Ray. Be right back.